Hello and welcome to Deck Diary Episode 7. I'm Schnell from the Homebrew Magic Podcast and MadeUpLabs.com, and it looks like today's objective is to cast 40 creature spells. So, currently in my learning standard block of decks, I have 3 decks that I figured I would just pick whichever one ran the most creatures, because again, just trying to grind out and get some accomplishments every day. And it turns out I subconsciously put 19 creatures in every single deck I've built so far. So, we're going to go back to the red-green deck from episode 3 that I really enjoyed playing. It is aggressive landfall. I figured this would be the most fun to play while I'm just going for dropping creatures. So, haven't tweaked this one yet since the last time I played it, but it was doing pretty well, and I will kind of make note of what I've been short on deck-wise. Ruban. Ruban with extra... That's kind of rude, I guess. I go first. I can mana fix. I can cycle. We'll keep this. Like Lotus Cobra. Wish we'd had a red source and my Brushfire Elementals, which are the key to the deck. But we'll take what we can get. So when it deals... Oh, when it dies, he siphons for 2. Don't kill my Lotus Cobra. He's gonna kill my Lotus Cobra. Okay. Yeah, we'll just wait and take another one. We'll save the shock for... Well, it won't kill Dina. Can go ahead and wilt that away. Let that resolve. Hey, there we go. Swing out aggro. So that's 2 creatures down out of 40. Destroy target creature with power 2 or less. Okay. Yeah, we'll let that happen. Not much we could do there. Wow, this is going poorly. Non-creature, non-land, and they discard it. Just let it die. Like me, let it die. Nice. Sacrifice when you do, copy it for each creature you sacrificed in this way. And you need its board. Yeah, we got nothing. Nothing but time. Goodbye, graveyard. I love it, you. This is going very, very poorly. Did not expect to draw this much land with this little amount of stuff to do. Take our licks. Yeah, get that out. Nothing we can do. 3 creatures down, though. Exile your 1/1, or your human. Yeah. I go down to 12. foretell that. Keep it out of hand disruption. I don't even know what green. Well, there's the dog. I'm running the dog in this build. The 3/3 that when it comes to play, you draw a card. Kill that right away. Wow. Answers for everything this guy has. I will wilt your entire world, sir. Ha! Get wrecked. Make me show you I only have lands. Yeah, this sucks. This was not a good draw at all. Do we have any recourse? If I get a Brushfire Elemental, I can swing at him for 6. But I'll be long dead by then. Okay, as soon as he passes priority, I'm infuriating that guy. Yep. No tricks. I'm just trying to help you do whatever you can so I can move on to my next game and try this again. But I don't like quitting. Especially playing against people who quit when you're just trying to get accomplishments and hit your dailies. If somebody's going to win, let them win. Maybe they only need to drop one more creature or one more land, and then they've hit their requirement. Don't force them to go through an entire game to drop one land and one creature. See? And you can do cool shit like that. So we're going to try this again, and hopefully we draw much, much better and far less land. We only had 3 creatures on that one. So we'll run it back. Mid-range decks use efficient creatures and value-generating... Didn't read that fast. I'm immediately upset by my opponent. Less upset by my hand, though. That, and, hope we get one more land to start Scute Swarm wide. I can fight, or I can gain X life, or just in my turn. I always forget what the inscription does. I'm really bad. Did it. As long as he doesn't immediately kill this thing, I drop another Scute Swarm, drop an Evolving Wilds, and then I have a F-load of bugs. I need those bugs. Because if he's going life gain, there we go. Grab a mountain, so we have another red source. Trigger. Bam! Hit him for 1. Learn. Oh, okay. It gives roundabout vigilance. So we don't want that. do want these. Now we'll just take more green sources. And swing for 4 bugs, rapid biting if he blocks one of them. Actually, better yet, we'll make one big bug. Yeah. Come on, one more Evolving Wilds. Boy, would that be a hell of a play. Bite him. Get another bug. I think this is a bug deck, and I didn't realize this was a bug deck. Okay. Now, does it count for creature tokens? It does not count creature tokens. So maybe not the best deck to run because of how many insect tokens I can create with Scoot Swarm. But that was a much better draw. Dollar bill, y'all. That's not a thing. No fixing. Can't keep that. This we can keep. Oh, I did put Broken Wings in here. Yeah, we'll drop Broken Wings. Yeah, if I can click on it accurately. Just because Wilt gives me options. Claim the Firstborn, depending on what he's got. Okay, so this will kind of play out like last turn, or last game, where I can Scoot Swarm and then Evolving Wilds. Not even paying attention to what he's running. So far, mono black, so he's going to creature kill. Oh, he's going to creature kill. There it is. Okay, not the end of the world. Ooh, nice. Getting rid of Underworld Dreams early, better than just taking a bunch of hits. Okay, well, I'm on the clock now. Let's hope this sticks around for at least 2 or 3 turns. Nope, he's looking at it, and he's getting rid of it. Boo. So that Broken Wings, or at least a Broken Wings, came back, and my constant complaining about lack of enchantment removal. Lose life again. Okay, so that was a waste. Should have read that before he swung. This is rough. Okay. Better off getting rid of the Ravens. And then swing CV. Yep. out. Oh, just we forgot to play the land and then get more creatures out. We're learning. We're a big dumb animal today. Can I stabilize? Feels their hand. Well, okay. Okay. Yeah, we'll end the turn. Keep them out in case we start getting a landfall, like a brush fire elemental or a bug. Ah, he's got a creature kill. He's got an all creature kill. Well, now if I get any lands, I've got more Scoot Swarms. So, God, stop. Stop. Oh, and it was the Evolving Wilds I wanted after my Scoot Swarm. I like this silly mono black thing. Turn, we need the land. 2 Evolving Wilds. Get 2 landfall triggers. Yeah, no blocks. I need my GOP. Well, thankfully, he's dealing himself more damage than I ever could. This is still a fun game, though. Yep. Yes, yes, yes. Oh. Okay. For the end of his turn, I will Storm Strike his guy so I can scry. Yes, yes, yes. Ah. I mean, I want it. He's probably got an answer. But I need the body out. Oh. This is a fun game. I really like this deck. And lands for days. So let's just no, we're gonna keep it and then just lose with dignity. Not gonna try and thin out the deck because it's too late to stabilize. Ace, the finisher. Gary for the win. Oh, that was rough. How did we do though? 14 of 40. Okay. I might cut another land out of this deck just because I feel feel when I hit those land chunks, it is merciless and it is useless. Yeah, windmill slam that spacebar as fast as you can to lie to your opponent. Corrado? Ugh. My opponent goes first. I have nothing to fix. I guess I'll keep this garbage. Yeah, we'll get rid of the highest drop. The highest non-answer drop. Okay. Gygax be praised. Not Gygax, Garfield. The other G-Man who makes my games. Come on. Let me hit you. Let me hit you. What do you have? Well, it's too black. He's probably got a creature kill. Hey, look. He had eliminate. Yeah, we should get a land out just so we've got one. But we won't activate it until we see what he did on his turn. Okay, so I'm up against the exact same garbage. We'll get a green source with this one. Not that. We needed it. Yeah, the exact same garbage, but with blue this time. Hey, look, land. We were just talking about how much I have too many of. That sentence was broken. Ugh. I'm not even running that many land. Why, deck? Why do you do this? Because I accidentally said Gygax instead of Garfield? Should I be singing to Rosewater's ears? Can I draw my card? Can I get another land? How much direct damage do I have in this deck? 3 shocks, I believe, and 2 of the 4 bolt, but I don't think the 4 bolts does player. Ooh, okay. Get a body. And kill while we can. Ugh. This is a bad day. I feel bad for me. No. I do love that chant. More goddamn land. Now I'm getting salty. shock that just to keep it down a little. Nice. I have no library by the time it comes back around. I do love Ashiok. I ran Blue Black Mill when Eldraine Standard first came in, and I had a blast with it. Look, more land. Okay, so I'm about to lose this game, but let's thin the deck out just a hair so we don't draw another land on the next turn. But yeah, Blue Black Mill, I've been a fan of. I run it standard when I can. I've got it in modern, which I got to update a little bit since I haven't played modern in person since before pandemic lockdown. And I've got a mono blue mill EDH deck with Ambassador Liquidus, which that one is the only deck that I actively try to like just go infinite on it, because if I generate infinite blue mana and drop my commander, I just mill out everyone at the table. And in EDH, that is the only way I've found to successfully mill my opponents, because if I'm counting by 2s and 3s and even 8s, there's no way I'm going to get them. Even when you're milling half their library, that's exponential decay, and that never quite hits 0 correctly. My library is below half. So, I think next turn I'm dead. But we got a creature. We can infuriate it for funsies and block and not quite die. But either way I'm out. Okay. Ooh. All these cards I have tons of copies of in real life, but my arena collection is just pitiful. Yep. So we're gonna infuriate the snake, make them all angry, lose most of the deck. Block one, go down to 1, and drop one more creature on my next turn. Nope. Can you sense my desperation? Yeah. So many lands, so many landfall triggers missed. We're gonna generate blue, then end my turn. Dude, just swing out. Okay, no, I shouldn't judge people because I'm just trying to get my dailies. Maybe he's got dailies to get. They've got dailies to get. There we go. Ugh. Just getting housed. So, we're gonna quick drop a land for something else. Because we're gonna drop one land of each type, and that is new and exciting, and that weird pick thing that I took out because it wasn't as good. Actually, no, we'll throw those in. We'll throw those in to go with the scoot, and we'll take that weird, not Demon Bolt, Tormentor's Helm. take that out. That way, Scoot Swarm going super wide still has something it can do to deal more damage, even with the blockers. Plus, I should run some of the enchantments that I always tell people to make sure they have removal for. Wait, THC King. Kids and their chemicals. I go first. I can draw a land before my second turn. Can I draw land? Can I draw a mountain? Or will I get mana hose now that I'm down 2 lands? Okay. Now we'll get our red source. We will take the hit from his... he's running Finn. I know he's got Finn. So that was a misplay. I should have cast him and then dropped the land. I got excited. I got stupid. Player or planeswalker. Yeah, he can't block anyway, so as well hit me. But still no Finn to deal with, so that's good. So we get a land. We get the trigger. If we don't get land, disregard. Yeah, I can't quite get anything out, so we'll bring bombardment now. Probably that was a miss. We should have Lotus Cobraed, but he doesn't have a lot out yet. He's just pinging me for 1. There's Finn. Now I'm on that sweet, sweet clock. So we'll Lotus Cobra. We'll keep the Storm Strike. If he swings with Finn, I got him. I have to kill Finn. I mean, that's his best call to swing out and try and... That was aggressive. Okay. So... that. We'll see if he kills it. He's got something he can do. So if he had a removal spell, I feel like he would have been better off getting rid of it. What? Yeah. Ooh. Okay. You know what? Other than losing to poison, I still think the deck ran a little bit better right now. Finn is just a jerk. Yeah, you've got this one. There we go. Defeat. Seeing a lot of that today. What I thought was just going to be a fun day of dropping creatures was agonizing, agonizing losses. But we've got 19 more to go. I've been getting 3 a game. We'll see how this plays out. Today is a painful lessons sort of day. Trident Visor. My opponent goes first. need a red source, but I can Evolving Wild into that, or I've got 2 draws before turn 2 to get the Brushfire Elemental out and going. I've got the Bombardment, which will now trigger. I will drop my keys out of my pocket for fun. So I've got plays. I've got options. I've got 7 cards. Who needs more? Red, white. Hey, there we go. Nice. Cast a night spell, get a human. Cast a night spell, get a human. Okay. So we will drop that. Activate that for red source because we've already got another forest in hand. Get another trigger. We will go ahead and pop that equipment. So he's going to go wide, but I'm going to just try and pop through before he gets there. Because right now he can't block. Mana value 3 or less. So I could take one of his. Yeah, we'll get the Geopede out. Oh. Yep. I do like claiming the firstborn on my own creatures just to give him haste for 1 red. I think that's a solid cheat move. This is a jousting match. Okay. So, we'll drop that. Get a landfall trigger. Does he have a response? If he does, I'm effed. Because I'm out of creatures. Well, he can do something. Okay. Got 3, 4, 5. So I don't have enough to do everything I want to do. So let's drop that. Swing out. If he blocks, he's losing a body and he's still taking 4. Yeah. Just because I want to scry. I need to see what's coming up. It doesn't really help us. Okay, now do your tricks. At least it's a closer game. What do you have that you're not casting, though? What silly response thingies? First Strike Knight. That'll. Oh, he's got more equipment. I can wilt it again. he's got more bodies now. Nice. Yeah. And we're gonna spin the wheel. There it is. So he doesn't have lethal on board yet. But I am about to kinda. I don't know why I keep reading this thing. Power 2 or less deals with pings. But I don't know what 3 cards he has in his hand. We really lucked out on that wild cycling. So his first strike dude won't be able to kill me. And then 3 damage, he's still taking 2, putting him at 3, and I've got enough bodies. Yeah. Ooh, there we go. That was a nice trick. Oh, had he saved that, though? Why didn't he save that? Because he has another one. Okay, so we're going to throw 1 in front. Just because... I think he got this one now. Yep. Good game, sir. But got more creatures. Deck feels a little bit smoother. No blocks. Lose on first strike damage. I'm still waiting for Arena to ask me, are you okay? Are you having fun? You're not doing well. Tribune. This is not the greatest Magic player in the world. This is just a Tribune. He goes first, and I have got things and stuff to do. 1, 2, stuff to do. So right now, we play out Mountain, Go, Forest, Brush Fire Elemental Swing. He's running Dragon's Approaches. I am on the clock. I have a Dragon's Approach EDH deck, and it is way better than it should be. It is so much fun to run. Discard 2. Ah, okay, so he's just trying to fill his discard pile with Dragon's Approaches right off the bat. I am definitely on the clock here. Oh, I am. Is there anything I can do? Not particularly. Let's go ahead, put 2 counters on this guy, make him bigger. Drop a land. Drop a land. Before I get Dragon's Approached. Yep, here it comes. Oh, I'm excited to see what dragon he gets. Come on, deal me my 3 and give me my dragon. Okay. Not what I expected at all. So if I drop that, I'll have two mana out. I still can't, but we'll get that out anyway. And you know, we don't need the mana. We'll get one out. Grab a white and end the turn. There it is. Okay. What dragon is approaching? Thorvald. Attacks. Look at the top 7. Looking in. Okay, well, I guess we'll see what it does. Vigilance 2. Boo. Equal to less than from one without paying it, but the rest, nice. That is a solid build, sir. This might be the greatest Magic player in the world. Red. Bombardment again and take our licks. No attacks. Oh, I like that build. That is really good. My Dragon's Approach deck is mono red, and I get out a Dragon out of Shadowmoor that allows you to cycle. You discard your hand and draw cards equal to the amount of damage that they've taken on that turn, which is usually 6 fresh cards at that point, and I've got Ruby Medallion and a bunch of other cost reduction stuff in there. Nice. Okay. I might just call it a day there and lick my wounds and think about what I've done as a person. That's it. That's enough losses for one friggin' day, and I've got 13 more creatures to do. So we're not gonna bore you through the rest of my losses. I will just show the current deck as it is. So this is, I think I said 6 or 7. Taking a full look at it. So we cut down on the lands a little bit. So we've got 10 and 8 for the basics, still a playset of Evolving Wilds. 2 Terror of the Peaks, 2 Gem Razors, which Gem Razor, fantastic, just a 4/4 reach trample for 4. Super past the vanilla test, mutating onto something and then popping an enchantment or an artifact. I love enchantment removal, so that thing is super, super great in here. Jiraga Visionary, ETBs draws a card. I might cut those just because of how it's a 4-drop for it, and with the Foretold dog, that one I think is a little bit quicker. And then there's also the mana producing Visionary that, again, you draw a card and you get mana off of it. So those are going to come out. Migratory Greathorn, still love this one, especially with the whole Scute Swarm combo if I get enough lands out. 2 Broken Wings, Artifact and Enchantment removal, or Flight removal. As we saw in games 1 and 2, enchantment removal is huge. Scute Swarm combo piece going wide. Now that I've got Raid Bombardments in there, I feel like those will combo a little bit better. Geopede, he is decent with Trample. The 3/1 power toughness, I don't like the fact that he can be killed by a 1/1 first striker unless I've got landfall out there. Demon Bolt, it was a good addition to this deck. Full set of Brushfire Elementals. Wilt, I will always sing its praises. Rabid Bite is the closest I get to removal. Lotus Cobra, just taking advantage of some of that landfall triggers for extra mana. The Inscription, probably going to add another one. I end up using this one more now as the two +1/+1 counters, because some of the removal is based on lack of counters, like Heartless Act, I think it's called. Storm Strike was a good just first strike is helpful combat tricks and being able to scry one to help a little bit. Shocks, Infuriates, and Claim the Firstborn. I should get another Claim the Firstborn because I really really like being able to just drop it on my own thing, because basically everything or half this deck I can claim the firstborn and give it haste for 1 red, which is also a great combat trick. So that is it for today. I will play out the rest of this objective either on next episode, or maybe I'll like stop crying and play later this afternoon. Probably won't record that. We'll just cut to the next episode for the next dailies. But in the meantime, I will, like I said, I'll cut I'll cut those right now. I'll just get out, and we'll fill that up with something that does the same for cheaper or more efficiently. But check out madeuplabs.com for other stuff that I've got going on, other projects, board games that I'm designing, one of which will be for sale as soon as I get the final playtest done, which I got to get back to the people who are working on that for me. And then the Homebrew Magic podcast, we are finishing up, well, not finishing up, but getting into the end game for our EDH Gauntlet League, and we're going to be talking about Adventures in the Forgotten Realms coming up. Plus, if you check out my Archidect, you can see a lot of the EDH decks I've built, and my latest one, which won't be up quite yet, I'm finally building Chatterfang, so I'll have 2 squirrel decks. I'll have a green-white and a green-black squirrel deck. We'll see if I run a mono-green squirrel deck, because I have enough deranged hermits, foil and otherwise, to do that, so that could be fun, but I think Chatterfang is going to be really good out of the deck. And check out my deck, Bingo Dino DNA, which is my Gishath that I've started tweaking for this next round of Gauntlet League play. It's going to be really, really fun. So, have a good week in Magic. I'll see you later.